I had to run it back twice. Had to run it back twice. The New York Giants get the victory. Let me know if I'm good. Thumbs up if I'm good. Let me know if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me. Let me get the thumbs up, man. Let me get the thumbs up. Let me know if we good. We live, man. We live here. Giants showed up finally, man. Giants showed up. That's what I'm talking about. Let me know if I'm good. Thumbs up. Thank you, Mosley. Thank you, Mosley, for the thumbs up. The New York Giants get the dub. The New York Giants get the dub finally. And guess what? They gave me a heart attack. They gave me a heart attack, man. That first half was fantastic. I don't know what happened that second half. We held on for dear life. They scared me to death. The missed field goal gave me the heebie-jeebies, man. But at the end of the day, the New York Giants have won their first game of the 2024 season. I'm excited about that. The defense was dominant in that first half. Actually, the defense was dominant in the second half, too. It's just when you let these teams hang around for a while, certain things happen. But we got a lot of things to talk about. But this ain't about me. This about you. This about everybody else that's in the building. Shout out to the 28 people watching. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I see everybody in here. We're excited about this win, finally. I'm not going to be here for a long time. We're going to celebrate this victory, and then we're going to move on because we got a short week. We got to turn around and play Dallas. But I just want to see what the people are talking about. My man Big Taz got hand with the great and the thumbs up. I got Omega, aka Cappuccino with the strong bicep. I'm excited. Sydney, absolutely. Shout out to Sydney. Sydney says our defense showed up. Yes, they did. Finally. And you know what? I'll start there. Shane Bowen was in his Wink Martindale bag today. He applied that pressure in the first half, and the people that we've been waiting to see. Brian Burns made some big plays. Elijah Chapman made some big plays. The secondary made some big plays. Andrew Phillips went down early, and we were still able to get some pressure on this quarterback. That's the kind of defense we need to see from now on, from moving forward. That soft shell, we cannot survive in that soft shell. We have to send this pressure. And I think today, and again, it wasn't the strongest offensive line, but it's still the Cleveland Browns. It's still the Cleveland Browns. We were able to do some things, but and here's one thing too, though. Had Burns got that interception, that might have been a pick six. So listen, I'm excited. But like I said, I'm gonna turn it over to you guys. I'm gonna run down this chat, and we're gonna celebrate this victory. We only got a couple of days before the Dallas game. Let's celebrate this win right now. Let me see what's going on. I'm gonna start from the top. My man, Optimistic Giants fan said we should be 2-1 right now. We need a kicker. Let's go, G-Man. Yeah. If we had a kicker, we might be 2-1 right now. Sitting at the top with the Eagles right now for sure. John Young says he turned into Wink about time. Yeah. He was in his Wink Martindale bag for sure, and I love it. Listen, Tibbs got a little bit of action. Burns got some action. Dex is Dex. Micah McFadden got a little bit of action too. They were playing. I think Jason Pinnock got a sack on the safety blitz. That's what we need to see. My man Colin Redmond says defense found the rush and O-line puts up another lunchbox day. Yes, we'll get to the offense in a second because trust me, they need some shine too, especially in that first half. Shout out to Neighbors and company. Shout out to Daniel Jones for getting his 2 touchdowns in one half. Yeah. We gonna get to that. My man Jiffy Joe says, I've been so pissed off the past 2 weeks, but damn, I can say it was worth it. We played elite in the first half. We did play elite in the first half. That defense was lights out, and the offense played complimentary football. As New York Giants fans, that's what we want to see, complimentary football, and we got a chance to see that in the first half, man. But like I said, I was nervous. Oh, man, I was nervous in that second half. I had all the kids were on the couch. Wife was on the couch too because her team wrapped up early. The Pittsburgh Steelers won their game. The whole house is happy right now. The whole house is happy right now for sure. Yes, John Young. Banks has to get better. Yes, listen, we talk about the bank. Banks closed on Sunday. No, the bank was wide open today. It was a bunch of transactions in the bank today, and yes, he needs to get better. Amari Cooper. That's a vet. He showed Deonte Banks, you're not quite there yet, buddy. You're not quite there. Mr. Burton, good win, fellas. He says defensive pressures are as they should be. Personnel on the field, finally. Yes, I think so. We were sitting in that soft shell for 2 straight weeks. Well, not 2 straight weeks. We started seeing some blitz last week too, but this is a game plan that came together. I think Shane Bowen drew up the perfect game plan, especially with a guy like Deshaun Watson. And he did, we didn't shut him down completely. He was able to get a little bit of some things going in the second half, but that first half it was lights out. I believe we ended the game with 7 sacks on the game, and I believe 6 of those were in the first half. So yeah. Somebody check those stats for me, man. Somebody check how many sacks did we end up getting at the end. I know we had, when I saw the what was the graphic, it said 7. I believe 6 of those was in the first half. My man Big Tank says Malik Neighbors. Yes, Malik Neighbors is a player. Malik Neighbors, how did he get that wide open on that second touchdown? Like, what was going on there? I don't care. Celebrate the win. Celebrate the win. Jarius, what's going on, Jarius? Watson was tired of being hit. That's a fact. And it started early, too. And then there was one shot that really didn't get any credit. It was Tyler Nubin on the safety blitz. We ended up getting the pass interference, but he hit him right in the ribs, barbecue chicken. After that, he was a little bit hesitant, and you saw those, you saw a couple of those throws end up being short. So the defense did what they were supposed to do today. Shout out to Jarius. Omega AK says Bowen said, "Hold my beer." That's a fact. That's a fact. Hold my beer, Wink. I'm loving it, man. This is that feeling. This is that feeling that we need, that we absolutely need. And listen, it is what it is, man. Let's see what we got going on here. My man Big Two says, so true. We definitely should be 2-1. Absolutely. He said, what was it? Big Blue 8 says, Cowboys, we ready. Listen, I'm gonna ride this win right into Thursday. Right into Thursday. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see what else we got going on here. Giants got the win. That's what I'm talking about. Jerry says DJ played a good game too. Neighbors is him. Neighbors is him. DJ did play a good game. Listen, I'll say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll say this: we dodged the bullet with that roughing the passer when he threw that interception early in the game. We dodged the bullet. It is what it is. And also, since I'm going to point out a little bit of the bad. This is the second week in a row where Singletary has killed the momentum at the beginning of the second half. Killed the momentum with a fumble. He has to secure that ball. He does not have a history of fumbling either, but we've seen it 2 straight weeks in a row. Second half, opening second half drive, the ball is moving, and this guy coughs it up. We cannot allow that to happen. Hopefully he cleans that up. And again, he does not have a history of fumbling, but man, it got close at the end. It got close at the end for sure. What do you say? Trap Draco says got to play high and early. Yeah, he was. I saw one target, deep shot down the field in the first. I believe it was the first quarter. Really didn't see him after that. When Darius Slayton went back into the locker room for a little bit, I thought Hyatt was going to, see the field a little bit more, but Darius Slayton came right back. So we really didn't see Hyatt out there too much. But again, when you're winning the game, it feels a little bit better. Not for Hyatt, maybe not, but for me, if we're winning games and Hyatt didn't get those snaps, it's one thing. If we're losing and we know this guy can contribute and we're not playing him, that's a whole other thing. That's one of the I guess advantages of winning a game, I should say. And I know that locker room is on fire right now. I know the Giants are excited about this win. Nobody picked us, especially when it came to sports media, all the mainstream media. Nobody had us winning this game. And the New York Giants went out there and did big things. And guess what? We got punched in the mouth early. That fumble on the kick, on the opening kick on, and then one play, one pass, one score for the Browns, I was all in my feelings. All in my feelings. My man Jiffy Joe says, I do believe we can beat the Cowboys, but we do not have a lot of room for mistakes. That is an absolute fact. I am going to get back to that game because I do want to see that game. Rocky Fresh says Neighbors is the real deal, but yes, he is. He absolutely is the real deal. Sarah says, congrats, Big Dash. No, not congrats to me. Congrats to the New York Giants. I do appreciate you commenting that. Yes, I appreciate that. And Minnesota Vikings are on the roll right now. So salute to those Vikings too. Davey Dorman says, even games we win always give me heartburn. That's a fact. I was on the couch nervous at the end of that game. Listen, and then Devin Singletary sliding down at the 1. just to me personally, score the touchdown. You go up 2 scores, it doesn't really matter what the Browns do after that. Score the touchdown. Give us the points. I want to get close to 30. That's just me being selfish. Maybe it's not the right thing to do, but I'm scoring that touchdowns. And you imagine the people that have Devin Singletary on their fantasy league, which a lot of people probably don't. Imagine that. You're heartbroken right now because that might have lost you the game if you play fantasy football and you have Singletary. Johnny Lovely says, I hope Singletary fixes his fumbling issues. Again, he does not have a history of fumbling, but we've seen it for 2 straight weeks, and we cannot have it. Shout out to the Juke. The Juke is in the building. He says, any given Sunday. That's a fact. Shout out to the Juke, another Giants content creator. If you're not subscribed to the Juke, he does good work. He does good work. Hard work, dedication in the Giants community. Always gets a shout out from me. Mickey X is in the building. He says, ugly win. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugly win, but a win is a win. Absolutely. Give it to me. Give it to me. Pause. I'll take it. I will take the W's any way they come. And again, I like the way this defense showed up. I like the way the offense looked too. I will say, like I said, small critiques. I'm going to leave it at that. Small critiques. We saw what Brian Daboll really wants to do in that second half. He likes to spread things out wide. You saw a lot of empty backfield. You saw some motion. That's Brian Daboll in his bag. But I will tell him, caution him, you can't abandon the run completely. That empty backfield stuff, no. I'm not for that. It worked in this game, no. Cynthia Georgia, shout out to Cynthia. She says, finally a win, Big Dad. Yeah, finally a win. Finally, make sure you guys hit that like button. If this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Let's keep this thing moving. My man Athens, I know Athens is sometimes skeptical. He says, the only thing I can speak on is neighbors' elite toe tap. I haven't seen the last 2 weeks, so no evaluation. Go Big Blue for the W. Shout out to Athens. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. My man Pim says, my bro Dash got that W. Neighbors possibly Offensive Rookie of the Year. Pump the brakes. I love it, though. I love that energy, and I hope he does. With 3 games in, and guess what? Right now he's doing it. He has to get offensive. He might even get offensive player of the week, not just offensive rookie player of the week this week coming up. He put up a nice performance, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what he ended with as far as his receiving yards. Did he get over 100? Somebody let me know if he got over 100. I wasn't checking the stats. Mosley says, I don't like the way we got complacent. Absolutely. Playing not to lose the second half. Yeah, I didn't like it either. We didn't keep our foot on the gas. It could have just been execution, but we scored 21 points in the first half and we didn't score another point the rest of the game. I guess we could salute the defense for that. But the offense in that second half did not show up. I don't know what happened. Again, a lot of miscommunication. The play calling could have been something, but guess what? We can go back and watch the film. But for right now, again, we can point out some things, but we're gonna celebrate this win. That's a fact. Shout out to the 89 people in here right now. Lauren Davis says, great game, but we have to tackle better. Too many missed tackles. Absolutely. We could have got off the field a couple times. Especially when that last play where Watson just was running around all crazy and he got the first down. Yeah, we do still have to clean some things up. We do have to tackle better. But again, that first half, flawless to me. First half was flawless. Outside of that first play of the game and some issues with Tay Banks. And right now, when it comes to Tay Banks, he is forced to be that cornerback 1 for us. But right now, he is not ready for that label of cornerback 1. We got to do some things in this offseason. But right now, he still has time to develop, get another year on his belt, and he can improve. He can definitely learn a lot from this game. For sure. Sydney Angel says we do for a Cowboys win. Absolutely. I can't wait. I can't wait for a Cowboys win. I can't wait. That's one thing I've been waiting on. Thursday night football. We'll see what happens then. Definitely going to go watch this game. That's on. Well, I think it's about to come on. If it's not on, it might have just kicked off. Definitely want to watch this game too, for the Cowboys. Pim says defense showing what they could do. Absolutely. This is a type of defense we should be running. I know that Bowen likes to sit in that soft zone. What we saw today, guess what? He's still a young coach. Bowen's only 37 years old, and he's been a DC for a while, so he's not new. but he's still a young guy. He's still learning these guys as well. And I believe what we saw today is how he needs to play. And hopefully he recognizes that as well. And we move forward in the season playing this type of defense. This is the type of scheme we need. We need to be dictating on defense. We can't just sit back and wait for the offense to just slowly kill us. We can't do that. We need to be dictating and be the aggressors, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I would say the same thing about the offense. We need to be the aggressors there too. But again, no complaints about the defense today. I don't want to hear any complaints. There's a little bit of nitpicks here and there, but overall, shout out to the defense for helping us win this game for sure. The offense had to put up the points, but the defense kept the Browns out of it, and it's just fantastic. Just said a good, strong win. Didn't end the way we wanted it to end. Ultimately, we got the W, but I would like to finish a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger. There's no reason why we shouldn't have cracked 30 points in this game for sure. We should have cracked 30. 35 points should have been the goal today, for sure, especially after starting off in that first half the way that we did. Talking Echo says, Talking Eco says that helmet to helmet hit unlocked DJ's superpowers. That's a fact. That's a fact. He did something because he didn't make a mistake after that. For the most part, he got a little sloppy in that second half, but you're absolutely right. It unlocked something in that first half for Daniel Jones for sure. Optimistic Giant fan says our old line is rounding into form right now. I think so. And guess what? Like, despite what we saw, that is a good defensive front. Actually, that's a good defense that we ran into with the Browns, and that gave me confidence on a whole other level. When we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys now, for us to play that well against the Browns defense, and again, that's a solid defense. It felt good. I'll say that. It felt good, in my opinion. My man was, see what your name is. TD Midas says, Banks, can we attack the ball? Good Lord, that's a fact. And get your head around, man. Get your head around, Banks. These are fundamentals that you learn when you're young, especially at cornerbacks. You got to get your head around at some point in time. You're sitting in that zone and you're getting cooked. Man to man getting cooked. Like, what we going to do? At least when you're aggressive, you're doing your thing, but he got to clean some things up and he got to work on some of those fundamentals for sure. Talking Eco says this O-line is indeed not fake. Absolutely. In a game like this, to my opinion, and we talked about it last night for the people that were, in the live last night, we talked about Brian Daboll not being confident in his offensive line. This is the type of game that you start to build that confidence, or the head coach builds that confidence in the offensive line. And we saw him open up the playbook. We were not as successful in the second half, but we saw him open up that playbook. But we need to have games like this. If we can run up some offensive performances like that, you'll see that creative side of Brian Daboll come out. I really do believe that. Shout out to the 96 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. We got going on. Pim says Jones needs to work on his second half play, but his first half was good. Yeah, it's all about execution. It was a different type of offense you saw in the second half. They kept things tight for the most part in the first half. You did see a little bit of the double tights, but that second half was all empty backfield. That's different. That's not Jones's real comfort zone. And in order to build that comfort, we got to play that, mix that in a little bit more with some of the traditional stuff. But Jones will work it out, man. He got a season to work it out. I should say that he has no choice in the matter. Okay, so Kyle Gluckney says, hope we can carry the same energy over to Thursday night, because I'll be damned if we lose to the Dallas Cowgirls. That's a fact. That's a fact. I like that today. That felt good when you said that. Felt good reading that, man. Pause. That's crazy. Pause. Wow. Sheesh. J-Man says, how about them Giants? How about them Giants? That's what I'm talking about. How, Shay voice. How about them Giants? Brian Wilson says, I was right once again. What would you write about, Brian Wilson? Let me know. I want to give you credit. Let me know what you was right about so I can know. Did you had us winning this game? You called the score? What was it? Athens says, so we're a kicker from we're a kicker away from 2-1. Yeah. And Dave's was getting ripped on the hots. Yeah, we were a kicker away. So right now, I hate, it's spilled milk, but the Giants should be 2-1 right now. That's not the reality. But yes, we were a kicker away from being 2-1 right now. Instead, we're still fighting at the bottom of the division right now. I mean, we still got the Commanders game. We still got the Cowboys game. We'll see what happens with them. But if everybody wins again, you'll have the Commanders and the Eagles at the top with 2 wins. Oh, actually, everybody be up top. Everybody had the same record up top. But hopefully, I'm hoping. Don't tell anybody, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping the Cowboys lose and the Commanders lose. I was hoping that the Eagles were going to lose too, but it is what it is. It is what it is. TD Minus says Daboll needs to not play so soft when we have the lead. Yeah, he took his foot off the gas for sure. I think a lot of that is execution as well, but there were some wasted series in there. There was one series where we went 3 and out, and it was I believe it was 2 straight passes, same routes to Malik Neighbors. Ended up what? The third and long, and then we ran the ball or something like that. Yeah, it was a couple series out there that were head scratchers. We got to play a more complete game, but again, we got the win. I'm happy about that. My man Jerry says Singletary did fumble, but he made up for it. Yes, he did with that run for the first down and then that long run to end the game. Yes, he did. He did have the walk-off slide at the end. The walk-off slide, good blocking at the end, and guess what? That's New York Giants football. That's the New York Giants football. That everybody, the old school people, the young folks too, running the ball is New York Giants football, whether we believe it or not. And we saw bread and butter at the end of the game. And again, Devin Singletary with the long run to ice the game at the end. Fantastic. Rocky Fresh, shout out to Rocky Fresh. He said we need to draft Ollie Gordon or Quinshawn Judkins in the second round to get our running back. That's high for running back, but I like both of those guys, especially Ollie Gordon. I don't want to talk about the draft right now, bro. I don't want to talk about the draft right now, but no disrespect. I know you understand me. I know you understand but yeah, we do need to solidify that running back room a little bit more. But guess what? We're still only 3 games in the season. Tyrone Tracy did a couple of good things today. Eric Gray, it is what it is with him right now. But yeah, we got to see these guys play. But yeah, Ollie Gordon is a good option back there. Peter says pass rush showed up. That's a fact. It showed up. And again, you saw everybody get a piece too. Azeez, shout out to Azeez Ojulari for showing up. Kayvon Thibodeau showed up. Brian Burns with his first breakout game of the season. We need to build off of that. This is one of those games where, the defensive coordinator has figured something out. The front has figured something out, and if we can get this good communication, if people can get this type of scheme down, we might see more and more of the Giants playing like this, man. And that's what I want. We need this type of defensive game against the Cowboys. Even better though with the Cowboys because Dak is not a slouch. Dak is way better than what Deshaun Watson is right now. Not as mobile as what Deshaun Watson is, but a smarter, better quarterback than Deshaun Watson is right now. I want to see the same type of defense get after it, and I think we might have a chance. Oh, I don't want to move too fast. You guys can slowly see the optimism build up. I know you can hear it in my voice. You guys can see it. I'm starting to slowly build this optimism up. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Another person saying, how about them Giants? J-Man, how about them Giants? That's a fact. That is a fact. Brian Wilson says, shut up. I picked the Giants to win this game. Good. There you go. I don't mind. Tell me to shut up. We won the game. I'm happy. Watch your mouth, though. Watch your mouth. This is my show. Shout out to Brian Wilson, man. J-Man says, how about them Giants too? We got going on here. What's this? The New York Giants says, the Omega Twins. Yeah, it's two Omega. That's a fact. Sydney Angel says, let's see what we got here. Something about Singletary thought he was playing mad. Yeah, he just slid out, right? Shout out to Mosley. He said, you bugging for that dash. Singletary played it right. He did. I told you that was just me being crazy. I wanted the points. Foot on next. That's how I feel, But he absolutely made the right decision, and we were able to get into victory formation at the end of the game. Not fighting for your life at the end of kind of, but at the very, very end of the game, we were in victory formation. That's one of the best feelings in the world. Victory formation. Just kneel the ball down and watch the clock run out and walk away with the victory. The New York Giants walked into Cleveland, Ohio, whooped butt, and walked out with a victory. Fantastic. Shout out to those guys, man. Shout out to the Giants. Shout out to the organization really needed this win. The fan base needed this win, but those players in the locker room, as much as we hate this feeling of losing, those players in the locker room needed this win. They needed this win more than anybody else. those players, and they deserved it too. They played their hearts out today. Fantastic. Jiffy Joe says, I got Neighbors and Singletary on my fan. Did you play both though today? Did you play both of them? That's my question. I know some people got them, but did you play both? That's my question. The New York Giants says, hold my beer. Double R says, but he had 19 points. Who we talking about? Is the Singletary had 19 points? Here we go. Dennis Van Deventer says Bellinger caught a pass. He did catch a pass. He did it. And guess what? That holding call on Bellinger, I don't think that was a holding call. I don't think that should have been holding. His hands were inside. I think the cornerback sold that a little bit, but that seemed like I've seen people get away with worse. I don't think that was. Yeah, I don't think that was a hold on Bellinger, and that didn't sit right with me because I'm a big defender of Daniel Bellinger, big supporter of Daniel Bellinger. I didn't like that call from the ref. Davey Dorman says, I guess losing to the Vikings wasn't as bad as I thought. They look great. Yeah, the Vikings look fantastic. The Vikings, I looked up, it was 14-0 in the end of the first quarter for the Vikings against the Texans too. I guess what? Sam Darnold doesn't see ghosts anymore, I guess. Somebody done gave him some confidence, man, and he's doing this thing. he just is. Rocky Fresh said, yeah, I caught it. I caught the pause, man. I caught it. I was a little late, but I caught it. Pause again. Lord, that's nasty work. Jiffy Joe says, Davey, you are absolutely right. Said Armand Smith said, we played with some heart today. Yep, that's it. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we played with some heart today. We showed up today. We got punched in the mouth on the very first play of the game. Very first play of the game. I had just sat down, just poured myself a cup of juice. I look 11 seconds off the clock, and it's 7-0 Cleveland Browns. We got punched in the mouth, and guess what? We showed up right after that and put the pause on the Cleveland Browns after that. Put the pause on them. Shout out to Mosley, said it was good to see Azeez show up. Yeah, and he looked excited too. I love the energy. And look, we're seeing a rotation come. We saw Burns out, Azeez in, Tibbs out, Azeez in. These guys are rotating, and if we can keep these guys fresh, we can apply this pressure on every down. And guess what? We finally saw a defensive tackle step up whose name is not Dexter Lawrence. Shout out to Elijah Chapman. He gets his first sack of his career, a fumble recovery. Elijah Chapman, salute to you. Clap it up. We're going to clap it up for Elijah Chapman. That's what you like to see from a UDFA. He had a fantastic game. Maybe not good enough to get a game ball, but if I'm him, I'm probably giving him a game ball for sure because when we needed that sack early, he got it. We needed that fumble recovery, he got it, and that's a fact. So shout out to the guys that was out there making plays today. The New York Giants says, see Saquon Barkley for joining it. We're going to leave Saquon Barkley alone for right now. We're not going to talk about him. Thank you for confirming, Cynthia. Let me know it was 7 sacks on the game. Thank you. We got my man Athens says, I get going for points, but I'm never going to rip a player for great situational awareness and making a smart play. Again, yeah, he made the right play. That's a fact. He sure did make the right play. Let's see what's going on. Okay, look like the Ravens are up right now. Just got the message. Let me know the Ravens are up. So, and let me know if I'm good. Let me know if I'm good, if the mic is good, so you guys can hear me clearly. Just give me a thumbs up. I'm going to scroll down. Somebody says that's crazy. That's for the pause. I know it. Finger noodles. I don't finger noodles. That sounds like a pause, but I'm going to leave it alone. Big Dads, we should be 2-1, but horrible calling in the second half. That's absolutely right. My man Carla Munoz says, can someone explain to me why Singletary didn't score on that last run? I think if you're following the comments by now, and I'm late getting to this comment, you know now, it was all about the time of possession. I'm sorry, it's all about being able to run out the clock and not giving the Cleveland Browns another chance on offense. So we conceded the score to make sure that they never got a chance to see the ball again. So that's what we did. That's what we did, Carla. Spring Noodle says, we're not beating Dallas if Banks doesn't do better, and DJ needs to get timing under control. Yeah, that one deep pass that he overthrew for Neighbors, you cannot overthrow that. That's a touchdown right there. That is a touchdown right there. And I got to go back and look at it. I don't know what kind of pressure he was facing, but I saw Malik Neighbors get open and he overthrew him by a good about 4 to 5 yards. But yeah, you can't let that happen. That was definitely a touchdown, and that definitely gives you a little bit more cushion on that scoreboard, for sure, for sure. Double R says if we played this type of defense, we will be 2-1. That's a fact. That's a fact. And we started seeing it last week, with him starting to bring that pressure, and we were successful against the Commanders. This week you saw Drew Phillips go down early, and Drew Phillips and Cordell Flott are not the same type of players. And Cordell Flott did make some plays today. He did make some plays today, but he's not Drew Phillips as far as his aggressiveness and assertiveness, getting to the ball. But again, we did show up. But yeah, I agree with you. We need to play this type of defense, more often, for sure. Sure. Cynthia Georgia says if we scored, Cleveland would get the ball back with 2 minutes left. They probably couldn't get 2 scored. Yeah, no, yeah. You're absolutely right. And that's how I felt about it. Just get the points. We go up 2 possessions, and it really doesn't matter what they do, even if they did go down the field and score. But hey, you know what? They want to be safe. Just run out the clock. We had the lead, and that's what we did. So trust me, I wanted the points too, Cynthia. I absolutely wanted the points. Omega, aka Cappuccino, says Browns. Let's see if I can pull that back up. Browns defense is one of the top defenses in the NFL. Dallas is not. How do you think we will do Thursday night? Pump the brakes. I'm going to get to that. Pump the brakes. I'm enjoying this win right now. And I understand we want to get this thing moving because we won. But if we play this type of defense against the Dallas Cowboys, I think we got a chance for real. For real. And then if our offense can play this way against that defense, because Dallas has a good defense, but they're not as good as the Cleveland Browns, and we were able to move the ball on the Cleveland Browns pretty well. I don't want to get too excited. You can already hear it in my voice, but yeah, I can't wait to see Dallas. I can't wait to see that, and I'm glad I don't have to wait as long. I believe we left pretty much healthy outside of Drew Phillips with the calf. Somebody can let me know what the injuries are if I'm missing anybody that possibly left with an injury. We saw Micah McFadden leave, but he came right back. Slayton leave, and he came right back. But I think the only guy that left and stayed out was Andrew Phillips. But I think we left this game pretty healthy, I should say, hopefully. It sucks. Oh boy, here we go. Stop it. I'm not even gonna stop it. Oh yeah, I did see that. Said I'm not even going to mess your name up. Neighbor stopping Jones from throwing INTs might be the most genius move ever. Yeah, that was a bad throw. He was able to knock that down. It was 2 defenders that could have got that interception, and good heads up play by Malik Neighbors. That's for sure. My man Finger Noodle says DBs needed, but overall D was dialing it up. Yeah, we had a good game. That's a fact. Okay, my man Davey Dorman says, on another note, we need to be ready next season. Next season from the first game. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Every season seems to take us 3 to 4 weeks to get rolling. We are never really out the gate. That's a fact. We do have a slow start. Outside of 2022 when we won with the go-ahead 2-point conversion. But yeah, we do have a tendency to start off slow, and we'll see how the season goes moving forward. But yeah, we got to be ready. But that has a lot to do with how we prep in the preseason. We don't really play our guys in the preseason, so a lot of that goes into how we start off the year. A lot of teams play sloppy, but they're able to overcome and win games, especially the first 2 weeks of the season. For us, it takes us a little bit to get going. Fingno says, who's the better running back? Ali. If you talking about those 2 guys, I think Ali Gordon is for sure. Davey Dorman says, beat Dallas and we in it, y'all. That's a fact. Beat Dallas. Just beat Dallas, period. Whatever happens after that, happens after that. I need a win against the Dallas Cowboys. We got us a win against the Philadelphia Eagles finally last game of the season. A lot of people don't want to count that for whatever reason. We made them say uncle in the first half. They sat their starters after they realized they weren't going to win, and people don't want to give us credit for that win. But yes, I'm counting that as a win. So we got Philly last year. Let's go ahead and get these Cowboys finally. Let's go ahead and let's go beat Dak Prescott. Let's do that. Can we do that? He said, like a good neighbors, like a good neighbors, catches are there. Like a good neighbors, catches are there. Yeah, that's it. That's the jingle now. That's the jingle. We're gonna do that. The New York Giants says if we lose to the Cowgirls, we need to kick. Listen, man, one game at a time, please. One game at a time. We are celebrating this victory right now. We're peeking at the Dallas Cowboys right now. We're looking over there a little bit, but right now we are still here. We won a game 30 minutes ago. What time is it? We won a game 40 minutes ago. Let's just enjoy this win for right now. Let us enjoy a win at least till tomorrow before we start thinking about the Cowboys, really. Because, again, we got to turn around pretty quickly. So we got here. Pim says Elijah Chapman, he's growing. I like how he's developing. Yeah, he had a good game today. We saw him getting double teamed a little bit. We saw him, getting some pressure, pushing the pocket a little bit today. We saw him get his first sack of the game today. First sack of the season today. So, yes, let's continue to build off of these games. You have to build off of the wins. New York Giants finally got a W. Let's build off of it. I mean, we can, what they keep saying, let's chop wood. Let's keep chopping wood. Head down, chopping wood. Let's keep going. Khalil Burke says those deep shots would have had us up by a lot. Yes. Like I said, I think we could have scored 35 points today, to be honest. If we were able to sustain some of those drives, this could have been a 35-point game for the Giants. And guess what? If we win this game 35-15, it feels a little bit different. We won 21-15. We whooped butt in the first half, and then we kind of survived in the second half. Had we scored a couple more touchdowns, which we had the chance to do, I would feel even better about this team right now, because it would have been the offense is putting up 35 points, but also the defense is only giving up, what we gave up. So it is what it is with that. Okay, shout out to Tone Lamont with the first super chat of the day. Tone says 6 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Don't spoil me like this. Right? It's the little things, Tone. It's the little things, right? 6 touchdowns in 2 weeks. It's the little things. Loose Ben says this feels good. Motor played selfless by not scoring. That's always a Giant player. Yeah, again, like I said, I pushed back a little bit, but you guys are ultimately right. He made the right call. Good situational awareness, getting down on the 1-yard line, staying in bounds, being aware of the situation, aware of what's going on in the game. Fantastic play by Devin Singletary. But I still wish he would have scored. It's the right play, but I wish he would have scored. Sydney says, and she was commenting on something I said earlier, we did get lucky on that roughing the passer on those. Yeah, we did. We got lucky on that one, because that would have been 2 straight turnovers back to back. That would have been really, really ugly. And guess what? We got that call. Momentum was behind us, and we scored points after that. So, yeah, that was a big call. That was a big call. Let's see what else we got going on. Chat is on fire right now. Shout out to everybody in here supporting the New York Giants, supporting the channel. Thank you for the support. I'm vibing with you guys, and this always feels better than a loss. Like a lot of people tune in when for the losses, to get to have some therapy, to get a therapy session in. But right now we're talking about a victory, and it feels fantastic. What is this? He says, was it Omega Supreme says leak the mother effing freak. Leak the mother effing beast. That's a fact. FEP Keith said Brian Daboll has to stay aggressive. Yes, he does. He, like I said, he put it in cruise control. He did put it in cruise control, and the New York Giants don't have the luxury of doing that. We need to have or apply pressure as long as possible. That's the type of team we need to be. We don't have the luxury of cruising at all, especially when you lose the first 2 games of the season. But I am enjoying this win right now. The New York Giants are 1-2. Said Omega Supreme giving me the update on the Cowboys game. Cowgirls made a 65-yard field goal. Good Lord. Shout out to FEP Keith with the $5 super chat. He said, got to show my support. Everybody grab a drink and celebrate this win. That's a fact. And for me, I don't have a drink at all. I I ran right in here after the game. I don't have a drink at all with me. Jester says he was on my fantasy team. Are you talking about Leak or are we talking about Singletary? I'm curious. I'm curious. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. And I think we're caught up. Yeah, I think we're caught up in the chat. So let's just talk about it and vibe a little bit about what we saw today. Tone Lamont says Turbo Miller greater than Eric Gray. Could be right now. I was a big Eric Gray supporter. I never supported him being on special teams, especially being a returner, and we see why. But he did show us in the preseason that he can run the ball a little bit, and we didn't really get a chance to see him do that. He did get a couple of snaps at running back, but I don't remember him flashing at all today. I think he got at least one carry, maybe about 2 yards on that carry, maybe not even. But let's just try to wrap this thing up a little bit, put a nice little bow on this victory for the New York Giants. Tell you a couple things that I liked. Number one thing that I liked was the way this defense showed up. After giving up that early first score in the first 11 seconds. Like, for that defense to turn around, and because remember, what was it? We had the fumble, they scored, we got the ball back, 3 and out. And then the defense said, you know what? We're gonna have to do something. Let's put this team on our back. And I was happy to see that this defense showed up the way that they showed up, because they could have easily packed it up. After things happen like that, the New York Giants, it wouldn't even have surprised me if they would have packed things up after that. But no, they showed some resiliency, and that's one thing I would say that I loved about this game was the way that this defense showed up, and it wasn't just one person doing something. We saw it on all 3 levels. Guys on all 3 levels were making plays, but the guys that you wanted to make plays the most, the guys that we were waiting to see show up, Burns, Tibbs, Azeez, that pass rush, those guys showed up today. And we saw a great mix of what this defense could actually be this season. And hopefully it's not a one and done. Hopefully we build off this and continue to do those things. The next thing I want to talk about and shout out is the offensive line. All week, I talked about it. A lot of the other Giants content creators talked about it, how good this Cleveland Browns defense is, and how this is going to have to be one of those low scoring games for the New York Giants to win. And what did the New York Giants do against that fantastic defense of the Cleveland Browns? We owned them, especially in that first half. We owned them. They had all their guys. They were fully healthy, and the New York Giants marched down the field and scored 3 touchdowns against that defense. And we could have probably scored more if we didn't turn the ball over. But again, shout out to that offensive line. Shout out to the offense. Daniel Jones. I'm going to give a shout out to Daniel Jones. Rocky start at the beginning, got saved by roughing the passer, but everything after that, he at one point in time, he only had 1 incompletion. I believe he went 11 for 12, and he had like 150 yards or something like that. Or he might have been 12 and 13 or something like that. You guys know, shout out to Daniel Jones for a strong game. Was able to get touchdowns to Malik Nabers twice. I saw him step up in the pocket. I saw him try to create. I saw him not take some sacks. I saw him throw the ball away. I saw a good performance from Daniel Jones today. I'm not going to knock him. He got 200 plus and 2 touchdowns. That's a good game for Daniel Jones. Again, we're talking about Daniel Jones. Malik Nabers. Shout out to Malik Nabers for being everything we thought he was going to be. Everything we thought Malik Nabers was going to be, he has shown us that right now. And guess what? He has brought a new energy to this offense, to this team, and a lot of people are feeding off. I don't want to credit him for all the energy that we have right now, but he's definitely one of those guys that brought the energy, to the New York Giants this season. There we go. Getting caught up on these games. But yeah, man, that's we've been in here for 45 minutes. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to everybody keeping me updated with the game. But that's it, man. I'm going to celebrate this victory. Hopefully you guys celebrate this victory as well. Don't move on to Dallas quite yet. Take this into Monday, and then maybe Tuesday, or if you want to say Monday afternoon, if you want to start thinking about Dallas, you guys can go ahead and do that. But I'm going to enjoy this victory for as long as I can. And I will see you guys a little bit early, probably since we have a Thursday night game. Maybe I'll do the late night Giants talk, or maybe I'll do that Wednesday night since since we have an early game this week. And hopefully I see you guys there. And again, I appreciate the love and support you guys are giving me and giving this channel. And guess what? The New York Giants really, really did deserve this win. And that's a fact. So I'm gonna get out of here. Again, I just want to celebrate with you guys really quickly. Celebrate this win. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. We gotta win. We gotta win. Let's go.